Now,
what are we doing here? We're taking over.
We are, yes. Scottish people taking over the world. That's why... I know. No, that's why I said... I keep telling Americans this, that you're lucky there are only 5 million Scottish people. Or if there were 100 million Scottish people, everybody would have to eat haggis.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
In-N-Out haggis burgers.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
A special deal with In-N-Out.
Well, people think haggis is terrible.
Haggis is the best.
I know, I love
it.
haggis. Yeah.
It's not quite as nasty as it sounds. It sounds awful, but it's actually really tasty.
What's in it again, Ewan? Remind the folks.
It's made inside the bladder of a sheep. Or if you don't have a sheep, a pig will do.
Pig will do.
So you take the bladder,
yeah,
and then you scoop out all the insides of the sheep.
Right.
Stomach.
Using a spoon.
Lips, ears.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fur. Yeah.
Whatever,
Anything that's lying around. Pencils.
Yes.
Bits of old pencils. Because sheep are always using pencils.
I'm not
Note to self. Must get shorn before summertime.
But yeah, no, I've worn a kilt. I wore a kilt for my brother's wedding and for my sister's wedding, and they were both disasters. My sister's wedding, I had to do a reading. You know, it was a Catholic ceremony. It was a big Catholic ceremony. There were 400 people in the church, and I walk up and I do a reading, and then I sit down to face the congregation. I know. You know what's coming. My mother is in the front row, and she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and she's going... Okay, I think she's telling me to pray. So there's only, and I go, and I'm like this, like that. And as I'm sitting like this, it's just like, and then I suddenly look down and I go, and then at my brother's wedding, I was the best man, and I had to make a speech, and I was so nervous, and I go into the cubicle in the toilet, and I have my speech, and I'm sitting there in the cubicle, and I'm doing that, you know, I'm reading the speech, and I'm going, because I'm trying to be a comedian in this speech, and then I stand up, and I feel dripping on the back of my legs, and I'm like, oh no! And then I go to the dryer, and I'm on in 5 minutes, and my ass is showing to the world, and I'm using this dryer. And all these people are coming in going, you know, hey, you're on, and I'm going, I'll just be there in a second, I'm just trying. So it's not really the Braveheart that you would imagine.
No.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I wish you could be here during the commercial breaks to hear how great the music is we play. And then just before we come back, and then it has to, you know, music we'd have to pay to broadcast, we go to this crap. Because we were all like, whip it good. Ooh, whip it. Is it hot in here? I think I'm on my toes. And then just before we come back, it's like, ding, 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 ding. You know, one day, when we have money on this show, we're going to play music. And guess what? It'll be played by people who play music. Musicians! Yeah! There was you know the Daily Record in Glasgow?
Yes.
Right, it's a tabloid paper in Scotland. And they put in their newspaper that I had lost my accent.
Really?
Yeah, I'd lost my accent, and I was now speaking in an American accent, which I told everyone in America, and they're like, I'm sorry, we don't understand what you said.
Yeah. Well, I said to the lady who did my hair, Jen, just a moment ago, I said, can you understand what I say all the time? She said, no, not all the time. I said, Can you understand what Craig says all the time? She says, more than you, but not all the time. And I don't think you have.
I remember my first consciousness of Craig, or Craig, as you call him here. Craig, was when it was a picture of him when he was first at the Edinburgh Festival.
Yeah.
And he was naked on stage like this, with a huge firecracker up his ass. Like that.
That wasn't me.
Come a long way, I tell you.
That wasn't me.
Was
that me? When was that?